Right, this question says bluebell plants grow in woodlands in the UK. Bluebells can reproduce sexually by producing seeds and also asexually by making new bulbs. One advantage of asexual reproduction for bluebells is that only one parent is needed. Yeah, that's right. Suggest two other advantages of asexual reproduction, and it says for bluebells in particular. So, one of the good things about asexual reproduction is that it's a very fast process. It doesn't take a lot of time. So we can write that as 1 for 1 mark. It takes less time. And for the second one, we can say it's more energy efficient. It's not like sexual reproduction where one organism needs to find a mate and that uses up energy. Here, the bluebells can reproduce on its own, so it doesn't need to waste its energy going to find a mate or needing another insect to come and spread pollen around. It's much more energy efficient. Now the next part says explain why sexual reproduction is an advantage to the bluebells. This is 4 marks, so we need a bit more detail here. The main advantage to sexual reproduction is that it causes the offspring to have genetic variation. For asexual reproduction, the offspring are clones of the parent, whereas for asexual reproduction, they are genetically different. There's genetic variation. That's good because it makes them better adapted to survive, and that's all due to natural selection. So what we can say here for 2 marks, there is genetic variation in the offspring, meaning they are better adapted to survive. We've got 2 out of the 4 marks there. For the next 2 marks, let's look at the question in a bit more detail. It says they reproduce sexually by producing seeds. Let's think of that process there. How does that work? They produce seeds, the seeds get dispersed. So a good thing about that is that if the seed is dispersed very far away from the area that the plant was growing in, the bluebells were growing in, it means that the plants can escape the bad conditions in that area, for example. So if those bluebells were originally in very bad conditions, the dispersal of seeds can move them away from their conditions. So we can say they can escape bad conditions by living in a new area. And for a 4th mark, we can talk about the fact that many seeds are produced, so that increases the chance of these bluebells surviving and growing. So we can say here, many offspring are produced, so there is a higher probability that they'll survive.